Hello, welcome to Uncle J class. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do me favor by subscribing. If this is your first time of watching this channel, click the button subscribe. Today we are so that you'll be getting updates of our classes. Today we are going to deal on fractions. Fractions are part of whole. Fractions are part of whole. For example, if two oranges two oranges are given to two boys. Let me say and Adamu and the Obi. They gave them two oranges. Adamu will take one, Obi will take one. This is a complete whole number. There is no fraction here. But if these two boys, one orange is given to them, what it means that since they are two, one will be divided by two, two people. And by the time you apply multiplication here, you get reciprocal of this one, which means 1 times, this one is over this, 1 times 1 over 2. So all you now have is 1 over 2. So Adamu will get half and Obi will get half. So they will get 1 over 2, 1 over 2. And this is what we call fraction. They are not getting whole. Each of them is not getting whole. Instead of getting 1, they are not getting half, the one divided into 2. So fraction can come in different forms. Sometimes it can be 1 is divided among 3 people so that each one will get 1 over 3. So this is what fraction represents. But we are going to, our concern today is going to be on multiplication of fractions, addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions, or division of fractions. So this is where we are going to lay emphasis how to solve. And a fraction is made up of two numbers, which is if you have 1 over 2, the upper one is called the numerator, while the down one is called denominator. The denominator divides the numerator. So let us have a question about fraction. If you have example 1, if you have 1 over 5 plus 2 over 5, in fraction like this, you look at the LCM of the denominator, a number that two of them will be able to, two of them is a factor of that number. You discover that they are homogeneous here, so the LCM is 5. And what we now do, you use the first fraction, the denominator of the first fraction, to divide the LCM. And whatever you get, you multiply it by the numerator. So what it simply means is that 5 will divide 5, which is 1. 1 times the numerator, which is 1. Then the same thing, 5 divide 5 will give you 1. 1 times the numerator, which is 2, plus 2. At the end, you now have 3 over 5. This type of fraction is called proper fraction. Proper fraction is when the numerator is lower than the denominator. You can no longer divide further. But there's improper fraction when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. If we have something like 5 over 2, in this way, that means two people are sharing 5. They will get 2, 2. Remainder 1 over 2. And this type of fraction is called the mixed fraction. So we'll be using the mixed fraction, the proper fraction will be coming across it. When you get proper fraction, you don't divide more. Your answer will remain there. You don't simplify further. Let us see, take one or two questions and see how we can go about. If you have something like 3 whole number 1 over 3 minus 1 whole number 1 over 5 minus 1 whole number 1 over 4. In this type of simplification of fraction, first of all, the first step you do, you convert all the whole fraction to improper fraction by multiplying, say 3 times 3, 9 plus 1, 10. So 10 over 3. 10 over 3 minus 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1, 6 over 5. Okay, minus 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 5 over 4. Mhm. This is where you find the LCM of the denominators. That factor that each of them is divisible by each of them. And sometimes one of the simplest way of finding the LCM of the denominator is multiply the denominator. But sometimes you can get a factor that is divisible by 3 of the denominators here. Or you multiply, if you multiply it, it will be 3 times 5 will give me 50. 15 times 4 is 60. So 60 is the LCM. So what will happen is that divide each of the denominator of the fraction by the LCM, and whatever you get, multiply it by the numerator. So 60 divided by 3 will give me 20, 20. 20 times the numerator will give me, okay, 20 times 10 minus 5 divide the LCM will give me 12, 12. 12 times 6 minus 4 divide the LCM, which is 15, 15 times 5. So by the time you multiply at what we have 200, because 10 times 20 is 200 minus 6 times 12 times 6 will give me 72 minus 15 times 5 will give me 75 all over 60. So by the time you remove it, you minus 75, you can say 200 minus 72 will give me 128. 128. 128 minus 75 all over 60. All over 60. So by the time you minus 128 minus 75, this will give you 112, 5. It will give me 51. Hmm? No, 53. Yeah, this is 3. 53 over 60. At this juncture, you will check this is a proper fraction because the numerator is smaller than the denominator, so you can't divide further. So your answer becomes this. Okay, let us take another example. Probably this time around, the law of BODMAS may be involved. So let's see this one. 3 over 4 plus bracket 6 over 7 of 28. Okay, the law of BODMAS says that bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. That means you open the bracket first, deal with off. Off is the multiplication. This sign off is also called multiplication here. Then if there's division, you divide. Then if there's multiplication, you multiply. Then if there's addition, you add before you subtract. So what we're going to have here, well, first of all, we have 3 over 4. We open the bracket, which will be 6 over 7 times. This off is times 28 over 1. So you cancel it, you have 4. So you are left with 3 over 4 plus 6 times 4 is 24. So plus 24. Actually, you can, because this is a whole number adding to a fraction, you can get 24 3 over 4, or you work it out by saying LCM here is 4. 4 divided 4 will give you 1. 1 times 3 is 3. LCM here is the 1 here, 1 divided 4 will give you 4. 4 divided by 1 is still 4 times 24. It will give you times 24. 24 times 4 is 16. Carry 1, 8 plus 1, 96. So you now have 99 over 4. 4 divided 99. 4 divided 1. Divide 9 will give me 2, 2 remainder 1, 19. 4 divided 19 will give me 4, 4 which is 16. Remainder 3 over 4. So which is